Hey guys, Nolan here. Today we're talking about, here we go, gaslighting. Before I start this video, I would like to thank everybody who has decided to subscribe. Welcome new subscribers to our corner of the horse world where we talk about all the fun stuff that makes this horse world go round. So thank you so much for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, the button's just down there, you know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, hit the button, hit the bell. A couple weeks ago, we started talking about bullying and how it affects us as riders and participants in the horse world. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will link to it up there as well as down below for you mobile users. Give it a check out, it's definitely worth your time, but not until after we finish this video. In the previous video, we quickly went through a quick breakthrough of each different personality type of each of these bullies and how they act and what they think. But today, we're going to go over one of them in depth, what they think about, how they react, and what you can kind of do when dealing with them. So today we are starting with gaslighting. Quick little summary of what I kind of went over in the last video. Gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse, where a person or group makes someone question their own sanity, their own perceptions, their memories, anything to do with reality. And those people experience gaslighting often feel confused, they're anxious, they don't know who to trust, if they can even trust themselves. Let's go over some quick signs of gaslighting. You're going to see blatant lying going on, as well as constant cover-ups, denying that conversations ever really happened. My personal favorite, manipulating others to make them see you in a different light. This will then cause your self-esteem to completely drop, and you start to begin to question what's real and what's false, what's going on in your mind. Did you think something really happened when it didn't happen? To the point where you think you're inevitably going crazy. This will then lead to lots of broken promises, and which then inevitably leads you to the very end, which is you're starting to question reality. See, the problem with gaslighting is that it happens so gradual that you don't really realize it's happening to you. If somebody says you're an a-hole, that's pretty much right in your face, but with gaslighting, it's so stealthy, it's so gradual, they don't really realize it's happening until you're neck deep in it. That's if you can realize that it's happening. So with those things out of the way, let's go on to the techniques of what a gaslighter will use. So the first thing would be countering. This pretty much is somebody questioning another person's memories. They're going to say things like,
"Are you sure that happened? Are you sure you're not messing things up? Maybe you're losing your memory. You never remember things correctly."
Another technique is withholding. Somebody who's withholding kind of slips out the back door. Say you are going to confront this gaslighter and you say, "You did this on this date," and they'll go,
"I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that happening."
So with withholding out of the way, it kind of dips right into the next one, which is denial. This is when a gaslighter will completely deny anything that you say. So as in withholding, they'll be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Somebody who's in denial will completely deny it. So if you say, "You did this to me on this day," they'll go,
"That never happened.
You're making this up."
And actually, it can kind of go hand in hand with withholding, because one is saying, "I don't remember that happening," and the other one's simply just blatantly saying, "It didn't happen." With that said, we're going to jump into trivializing. When somebody kind of belittles another person's feelings. If somebody says, "You hurt me on this day at this time," the person who is trivializing will be pretty much saying, "Oh, grow up. You're too sensitive. You're always getting bent out of shape about these little stupid things," to the point where it pretty much disregards what the person actually feels and how they have been affected, and the gaslighter pretty much just kind of poo-poos it off. With trivializing done, we slip into diverting. With trivializing, you're pretty much saying you're being too sensitive, they kind of poo-poo it off. With diverting, the gaslighter will question your credibility. If you say, "You hurt me on this day at this time," they'll say, "Where do you get these stupid ideas? From your friends?" So question, who can become a victim of gaslighting? Answer, simple, anybody. Sadly, gaslighting happens a lot in the horse world because there's a lot of imbalance of power. The really hard part is, okay, so if let's just say, I'm going to bring up this point again, I always bring this one up. Let's say you work at a bank. There are laws for the workforce and for work environments. You can't fire somebody just because you don't like them. An employer can't allow a lot of bullying to happen without risking their own job security in their own position, etc. That's not to say it doesn't happen. In the horse world, there isn't much of that. There's no structure, there's no rules. Yes, clearly we should have common courtesy and yada, 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 and, be polite and whatnot. But in the horse world, if an employer doesn't like you, you can be doing the best job going, they can say, "Get rid of him. I don't like him." If there becomes an imbalance of power, horse people tend to just go with what they feel, not what's technically correct or workplace safe or acceptable, whatever, appropriate. They go with how they feel at that time. Let's just say one boarder is struggling with another boarder. The owner of the barn can come down and just side with one of the boarders. That's going to dictate what's right and what's wrong. Whereas in a different environment, you kind of have to go through a procedure of saying what's right and what's wrong. As I said earlier, because gaslighting is so stealthy and so gradual, we don't really realize we're in it until we're neck deep. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you a list of things to keep aware when you may think it's happening to you. Victims of gaslighting often feel anxious, they feel confused, and they second guess themselves a lot. Have you ever felt like you're driving to the barn and for some reason you just start getting really anxious before you get there? Yeah, you may have dipped your toe into becoming a victim of gaslighting. Also, with victims of gaslighting, they find it difficult to make simple decisions. They frequently ask themselves if they're being too sensitive. That's a big one, especially in the horse world where, our mentality with the horses is pretty much you fell off, get back on the horse, right? And that's just how we are kind of brought up in the horse world. If you're starting to feel like when you go to the barn and you used to be really sociable with a lot of people, let's say you have a barn with 20 people, 20 different boarders, right? And you used to be very sociable with everybody and it was a great time. And then something happened and you can't put your finger on what it was. Something happened and now you find yourself pulling back, withdrawing from the other boarders and not completely trusting. Another sign of being gaslit. Best part is, we constantly apologize to the abuser. The abuser, might not even know is the abuser. Once again, think about it, we don't really realize we are neck deep in a gaslighting situation, so we start to apologize for our actions, even though we shouldn't have anything to apologize for. Which then kind of links into us defending the abuser's power, or their decisions, or how they act. Have you hit the subscribe button yet? It's right down there. Give it a hit. We kind of defend it because we're scared to step away from them. I did this a lot for one person I knew. At that point, I didn't know I was neck deep in a gaslighting situation. Back then, I didn't even know what gaslighting was. When somebody would come up to me and complain, I would say, well, she probably did that because of this. You're defending this person. And deep down, this is getting ridiculous, but you keep defending it. It can get so deep that you pretty much start making lies for people. Let's use this for example. The abuser has decided they can't do it, but they're going to say, I'm going to come for a hack tomorrow with everybody. And everybody who's joining in on this hack is getting really excited because we're going to go for a big group outing, we're going to have some fun, yada, yada, yada. Even though deep down, this person's never going to make it. She makes broken promises all the time. So why is she saying that, getting everyone's hopes up when it's not going to happen? For the next day to come, and everybody's waiting, checking their watch, going, where the hell is she? Is she coming? Hey, Nolan, do me a favor. Can you call the person and see if they're okay? You give the call, and you say, where are you? They're all waiting for you.
Oh, I'm not coming.
Okay. So they're waiting here, and they're really excited. So what do we do?
Just tell them I'm stuck in traffic.
Are you stuck in traffic?
No, I'm in bed still.
So you pretty much end up going, okay, so you just tell them all she's stuck in traffic to save her face. Because for some reason, as a victim, you feel like you have to protect this person. Now you're covering up. You're lying to friends and family for the abuser who doesn't give a crap about you, but for some reason, we feel like we need to help them. This is just the beginning. When you start to feel that, you're lying for this and the other, it's the beginning. Until you get to the point where you realize they're taking advantage of you. They're hurting you. And then your life starts to feel a little depressing. You start to feel really frustrated to the point where you don't want to be around them and you're starting to see them for who they are. When they figure that part out and they realize that you now know you're on their hit list. Liking this video so far? Remember to hit the like button. It goes a long way. Okay, so that's great, Nolan. You showed me what to look out for and the different signs that gaslighting is happening. Why does somebody gaslight to begin with? Why would somebody want to be like that? Gaslighting happens mainly to take control over somebody. An abusive person may feel they're entitled to control other people. Why? Maybe because they feel like they can't control themselves. Or maybe, ready for this one, horse people, it's gonna click in, ready for it. Maybe they feel like their feelings and their opinions matter more than anybody else. Maybe they have a constant need for attention. Maybe they don't get enough attention at home or in their own life with their own family. They need to feel like their attention is on them and they matter. Maybe, and here we go, back to a horse again, horse people especially, maybe they feel like they are better than everybody else and that they should be the one listened to. And that best part about it all is they almost have a lack of empathy for anybody else. Great, Nolan, you've told me all this, and now I have a demon in front of me that I've been dealing with for how long? Maybe months, weeks, years, whatever. Now I see them for who they are. What the hell am I supposed to do with it? First things first. With gaslighting, it really drives home to your mental health. So the first thing you need to do, once you realize it's happening, is start taking care of yourself. So, how are we going to take care of ourselves? This is now starting to feel like we're going to do a court case, but really, even if you do it just for your own sanity, good thing. So first thing is, keep a diary, journal, whatever, on your phone, a memo of everything that's going on. Keep it and document things that happen consistently to you. Day 1, somebody bullied you into pretending something happened, write it down. This person did this on this day, write it down. Just keep writing, document everything. Not only is this good proof for if somebody questions you about it, you can go, I got this, thank you. There are many other benefits. Second, it keeps you mentally sane. You can simply see this happened. I'm not going crazy. This keeps happening. Third thing it does well is it kind of puts in perspective, very clear as day, that this person is a gaslighter. Because on this day, this day, this day, and this day, look at all the crap that they did. Now I feel a lot better about myself, but I now have documentation of all this other crap that this person's doing. Clearly, this person's got problems. With having this documentation, go talk to somebody. Talk to a really close friend. Talk to a counselor, or talk to a parent, talk to a family member, something. And simply say, what do you think about this? Before you start it, say, give me an honest opinion. Do not, sugarcoat it. Don't think, oh, because you're my friend, I have to make it seem like you're in the right. No, tell me directly what you think. This, and this all happened. Am I losing my mind? And chances are somebody is going to see that, no, this is all pretty crazy crap. Once again, unfortunately, I always say this. The sad part is that a lot of stuff that we say happens, especially in the horse world. People who aren't in the horse world kind of go, are you making this up? So that's the part that's really sad, or it gets really weird, is because people who are not in the horse world now kind of go, okay, this can't really be happening, right? Yup, that's happening. Another thing that you can do, and once again, it's pretty much all about documentation. Come on, everybody, we're going to become lawyers. Here we go. Take pictures. With taking pictures of things, you can still fact check with visually seeing it. It's one thing to write it down, but to actually have a physical piece of evidence to say, that didn't happen, see? Everyone can fudge kind of writing it down and using it as proof, but to have a picture that somebody can actually look at, especially if it's time-stamped, you can really say, nice try, I covered my own ass. And my final piece about how to pretty much save your own sanity. It's so easy just to lie about something. Humans lie all the time, even when they're not trying to lie. Things just kind of happen, you kind of go, why the hell did I say that? You can imagine what somebody who is in the wrong is going to do when it's just you and them with nobody else around. So if you feel like you're going to get caught in that, say somebody, let's just say a manager of a barn who lies constantly to the owner of the barn. If you feel like you're going to get caught there and that they're gaslighting and they will gaslight you to make you seem crazy, what you need to do is when you go and have a conversation with the person, which you have a sneaky suspicion they're going to twist it when they don't like what you're saying, take your phone, put it on the camera mode, like the video camera mode, or take the voice recorder, have it in your pocket, click it, let's go. So that when they say that didn't happen, or they're going to say that you're making stuff up in your head, or everything that I said earlier about the techniques that they use, you can simply say, no, I have proof. So to summarize this all up, gaslighting is a form of abuse, period. It causes them to doubt their own sanity, to doubt their own memories, to doubt the reality of their own world. If you're becoming anxious, confused, doubting your reality, maybe it's time to take in what's going on around you and document. Use diary, phone, take pictures. With that documentation, you'll also be able to heal a bit and realize that it's probably not you, probably the people who are trying to spin things to work in their favor. By putting those things into place, the documentations, you're creating a safety plan so that you can heal yourself and keep yourself at a distance from harm. And that's pretty much gaslighting. In depth, what they do, and nobody is above becoming a victim to gaslighting. I've gone through 2 instances of it. One with a whole group of people turned against me, and one with a friend of somebody who I really trusted and thought had my back did it to me too. Doesn't matter if you think you're strong or you're weak or you have all this knowledge or you're ignorant, it doesn't matter. Anybody can become a victim of gaslighting. And if you have been a victim of gaslighting, or you are right now, do not blame yourself for it. It can happen to anybody. You're not a loser because you got trapped. You're not an idiot. You are nothing negative. It can happen to anybody. And that's all I pretty much have for you guys today. I hope that has been educational, brought some of the thought to the forefront of your brain and your mind, because gaslighting is so, once again, I'll say it, it's very stealthy, very gradual, to the point where we don't realize it's happening until we are neck deep in it. If you really enjoyed this, or you want to know more about my bullying videos, which I'm going to do more in the future, the link to my playlist for everything to do with the horse world and bullying is right up there, as well as I will link it down below for your mobile users. And remember, please let me know down below in the comments what you think. Have you encountered this? How did you get out of it? How did it make you feel? or if you've seen a friend or family member happen to them. Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at that, why not give the video a thumbs up? As I said earlier, it goes a long way. And down below, you're also going to find how many of my links, so my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook, all down below, you know what to do. And if you haven't already, why not hit the subscribe button? We have new videos up every week for you and to help us all through this horse world and the fun stuff that comes with it. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. All right? Thank you so much for watching. I am Nolan Cruz, and I will talk to you later. Ciao!